My next guest is the head coach of MMA Factory in France, and his fighter Ciryl Gane is going to be fighting in the main event of UFC Fight Night on February 27th against Jairzinho Rozenstruik. It is Fernand Lopez joining me here on the program. Fernand, how are you, sir?
I'm fine, my friend. I'm fine. Everything is okay over there?
Everything's great. I'm here in Vancouver, Canada. We're doing it as well as we can over here with the pandemic, just like everyone else. But happy to be talking to you. This is the first time we've had a chance to do an interview. First, I just wanted to start with your excitement level. How excited were you to see Ciryl get this main event opportunity on the 27th?
Very excited. I do appreciate the opportunity that the UFC is giving here because I think there's fighters that have the level, that have the mindset to be brilliant when they give them the good stage.
I agree.
With this pandemic, without the audience, there's some fighters out there that they could have been a massive star, but they couldn't make it because of the stage where they was performing. So I think Ciryl Gane, the more they will going to expose him, and the more he's going to give to the audience and to people. So I really think that the series that we're going to see on 27th of February will be something good.
How long ago did you find out about the change?
When did I know? When did I get a notice?
Yeah, like how much notice did you get for this change? Because it's just moving the fight back a few weeks.
Well, that's like I think it's 2 weeks. That's like 2 weeks that I'm aware of that change. Yeah.
Okay, that's great. And this is a 5-round fight, correct? With it being a main event.
Yes, main event 5 round. Yeah, that's it.
Okay, great. And does that change much in training, just having the extra 2 rounds, or does Ciryl prepare anyways like it's a 5-round fight?
We do often prepare like there was a 5 round. Anyway, we're preparing like there was a title shot or something like that anyway. But we can adapt now, like a little bit. Like the intensity that I'm asking him now is the very same from the first to the 5th, so I can check. I can make sure that I can do it for the champ round, the 4th one, and he did already 2 times defend the belt in the TKO, but he finished very early, like that was the 2nd round. So he need to test himself and see if he can make it with someone very enduring like Jairzinho.
Absolutely. How's he looking in camp right now? Because this is a huge fight for him that I think could potentially have title implications.
I think you will not surprise if I say that he's looking great. Everyone coming to you is saying the same thing every time, in every camp. Every time that you ever ask someone how is looking your fighter or how are you looking, the people will always say everything is great. So I'm not surprising you right now. I will not say to you, well, we have
for sure, but maybe you would say something like he's looking better this camp. Maybe his diet's going well. I have to ask just because you never know, you might get a different answer. But you're right. In most cases, you're not going to say you're having a bad camp, correct?
Yeah, I know. I'm not blaming you. I'm just saying that it's okay. It's okay. Like almost. It's fine. It's really fine. Like, I don't want to over exaggerate it, but because I feel like it's great, like he's feeling great, like ever. But saying that sounds like a lot of interview that I heard already. So I'm kind of, I don't know how to.
You want to switch it up? No, I appreciate it. I like the honesty. Actually, it's refreshing to hear, as opposed to you just saying, yeah, he's looking good, and we just move along, right? So. Yeah.
So I'm sorry for you to.
No. I appreciate it. I appreciate the honesty here.
But actually, it's looking great. But like, really, I mean it. Like, it's looking great.
I'll take your word for it. Yeah.
It's looking forward to have that happen. I'm looking forward to have them there. So this is we're waiting.
Yes, it's going to be a good fight. I wanted to ask you about his last win over Junior Dos Santos. I'm not sure if you saw some of the comments after the fight from Junior saying that he thought it was a controversial stoppage. Did you hear about that or no?
Yes, I did, but I don't blame Junior. I mean, actually, the one of the proof that he wasn't there is that what he's saying. I mean, you can blame someone who just get killed. Actually, you can blame someone who don't have all his mind, and you just have to give him time to calm down a little bit. I do understand, but for me, in my point of view, I'm like Ciryl, very objective. You see, after the fight, Ciryl was like, my bad. If I did it, if that's a fault, then my bad. But it seems like it's okay. And that's the same thing that I thought. I was like, okay, let me check this again and see what happened. And maybe I didn't see that was very fast. But again, no, it seems clean as fuck. I don't know how. I mean, seems clean. But I really I love GDS. I'm a big fan of GDS actually. So I'm sorry for him. I wish he can keep fighting and keep being, better. For me, this was clean. I will not blame him for that, and I will not blame Ciryl to have give a bad shot or whatever.
No, very well said. Just to give people an idea, how long have you been working with Ciryl in terms of his career? How far back do you guys go in terms of working together?
3.5 years.
Oh, great. And what was the connection there? Did he come to the gym? Did you go to him?
Well,
how did you guys?
Ciryl went in my gym one day with a guy named Alex. He had a restaurant, a bunch of restaurants, and he went to my gym with this kid and saying to me, look, I have to introduce you to this guy. He's a young guy that's looking, he really like the way you train people. He want to train with you. That's how he went to my gym. And then I started to use him for the training session with heavyweights. I have a bunch of them in the gym, including Ciryl Gane, including Francis N'Gannou, Slim, and Alan Bodo. So they were training together, and at some point, he said something. At the second time I saw him in the gym, he said to me, look, coach, I will have a fight against this guy. They call him Brice Guidon. Brice Guidon is one of the famous fighter, kickboxer you never had in France. One of the best, a coach. And he said to me, I have a fight against this guy and next week in kickboxing. And I said, okay, well, good. And to be honest with you, I didn't believe him.
Right.
I thought that he was a liar or he going to get killed because I didn't know him. I didn't know who was Ciryl Gane. I'm working with a French kickboxing federation, and I never heard about him before. And the week after that, he just sent me a journal paper, saying that a print magazine photo saying that Ciryl Gane just knocked out Brice Guidon by flying.
Wow.
I was like, the fuck? I was like, did this kid just Photoshop?
You thought he photoshopped it? That's crazy. Okay.
I couldn't.
You were skeptical. Yeah, of course. Yeah, anyone would be, I think.
At that point, I went to my Google to Googleize the name of this kid. And then I checked his fight on kickboxing and Muay Thai. And I call him on the phone. Ciryl, what are you doing? It's like, I'm on my way to the Muay Thai training. I'm like, can you step by my office? And he said, yes, coach, why not? And as soon as he arrived, I said, what do you want to do in your life? And he said, well, I was looking forward to keep doing what I'm doing with the kickboxing and then maybe get in a major promotion like the Glory. And I said, well, can you stop doing kickboxing? It's like, oh, whoa. What should I do? Because I'm living with kickboxing. I don't have any income else than kickboxing. And he said, and I said to him, I think if you listen to me, if you do just MMA, focus MMA, breathe MMA, live and sleep MMA, you are going to be a champ. 100% you're going to be in the UFC in 2 years, and then you're going to be a champ. And he said to me, whoa, this is amazing for me. Coming from you, I really appreciate. But if you say that I'm going to follow you, I'm going to believe you. So the kid stood there, 7 months, no fight, no nothing, just training, 7 months. And after that, I have that opportunity with the TKO in Canada, talking there straight for the title. I really say thank you to Stéphane Patry, the promoter who believed on me on that time, because the kid was 0-0, no.
I remember. I went to one of the TKO shows because I lived in Toronto a couple of years ago, and I've been to one of their events, and that was something I was going to ask you. What was the connection to TKO? How did you end up linking up with Stéphane Patry?
He's this journalist. His name is Ken.
Oh, Ken Wong. I know Ken.
Ken Wong. Okay, Ken Wong is the man who said to me, I saw that you signed a management contract with this kid. Why don't you take to Stéphane Patry? I think he can do something. And he was thinking about just having a small fight or sign a small spot, But when I talked with Stéphane Patry, I said to Stéphane, I want him for the belt, straight. And he said, do you know who is the champ? And I said,
Adam
no.
Daiska.
He said, Adam Daiska. And I'm like, listen, if Adam Daiska passed 2 rounds with this kid, then you stop dealing with me. He's not going to pass 2 rounds with Ciryl Gane. And said, okay, let's go. That's how we went there. And the commission there, the regie, they was like, what are you? Who is this guy? Why? Who is your record? Why are you fighting with that record? What's going on? But we married, eventually married, and that's it. And after one fight, I just called Mick Mena, the UFC matchmaker, and I told him, I think I have something for you. And he saw the fight, and he said to me, okay, give him 1 or 2 more fights, and then I'm taking him. After the second fight that he did in the TKO, Mick called me and said, I want him now.
Nice.
Yeah. And he said to me, can I have him I want him now for the Contender Series. And I said, no, it's not the guy to bring to the Contender Series. This kid is legit. He can go straight to the top 15 right now. It's legit. Believe me, it's going very fast. That's how he gets signed, and then here we are.
It's crazy. I have some background because I was actually at the fight when Adam Daiska won the title. And I remember when he fought Ciryl, I was thinking, oh, this is interesting. Adam's got a bit more experience. And I don't think people realize Adam actually had a Contender Series fight offer. So had he had won that fight, I think he was on his way to the UFC. So Ciryl absolutely dominated him in that fight. At that moment, were you kind of just grinning, knowing like, look, I was right all along, that I knew this guy was going to be very good?
Yes, I knew from the beginning. I mean, I'm so fascinated by 2 things in my martial art career and as a trainer. I'm fascinated by fight IQ. I'm more attracted by people with very interesting fight IQ. And I'm fascinated by heavyweights. That's 2 things that I love in my job. I don't mean to be disrespectful with my other fighters who are weight class. I love all the weight class, but I'm fascinated by heavyweights. And the MMA is problems that have to be solved. And you have amount of time to solve the problem. And you have the obligation of taking some decision very fast, very quick. And no matter how many decisions you give Ciryl to take, he's mostly taking good decision when I'm talking about fighting decision.
Right.
Should I shoot? Should I box? He know how to do. Should I back down? Should I go forward? He know what to do. I mean, no matter how pressure you're giving to him, there's something just pops up. I don't know how he solved that kind of problem. He's going very, very fast solving problem. And I'm just fascinated by that. And then I can just come there to adjust a little things, a little precision, give some info, because anyway, he's still very young on the martial arts. So he just started martial arts 6 years ago. 6 years ago that he started martial arts. You know, that he started the Muay Thai. And then 4 years ago that he started MMA. So very young guy, very young career. So he don't have much experience. But so I'm there to help him to understand what can happen if this. But actually the guy is a genius. I don't know how the brain is working, but it's a genius.
Yeah. No, he's looked outstanding, and that was going to be one of my questions here. Not looking past February 27th, but if Ciryl gets another win, especially another finish, how close do you think he is for a heavyweight title shot? Because he's looked great in the UFC so far.
2 fights.
Yeah.
Yeah.
2 fights.
I think we're close. I mean, we know we are close. I mean, the fact that giving him the main event here is to test how he can do with the 5-minute round, is to test how, I mean, don't get me wrong, still very far to get a champ, to be a champ, don't get me wrong. He still have to beat Jairzinho. It's not small task, very hard to beat Jairzinho. Still hard to beat probably the winner of Derek Lewis Curtis Blade.
That's what I was going to say, yeah.
To beat, okay? Still have maybe, if there's something happen, maybe they can even bring Volkov, who just beat over him. So there's all those fights that I just give you making sense before getting to the title. After that, there will probably be Francis beating Stipe, and then probably have John Jones going with Francis, and then after that it can go. But we know how this is working with the pandemic, with the problem, with the, with any disease or any pull-out. He's a joker over there. I mean, the USA know that they have someone who never said no to any fight. He never turned down one single fight. I'm the one who turned down 2 fights because the guy that was giving to us was top 14, top 13. And I was feeling that the guy is top 15, he should go forward.
Right,
but
backwards,
this kid never said no. So the UFC know that they need to prepare him to make him to see how he's looking with the main event, to see how is handling the fight to headline the fight card, to see how he's taking the 5 round. So after that, they know that they have a joker over there. And if something happen, if they need anyone, they can just call him. And anyway, he just renewed his contract recently. And in the new contract that he renewed, there was already the clause for the title and the clause for the defense title. So we know we are there.
That's great. When did he renegotiate his contract? How many fights does he have now? He have now 6 fights because we just had 4 more fights. Great.
So yeah. So
was this after the Junior Dos Santos fight or was this before?
Yeah, that was just after the Junior Dos Santos.
Oh, great. Well, congrats. That's awesome to see him get that many fights. That's the UFC's obviously investing in him. They're very happy with him.
Yeah. So I really appreciate what the UFC is doing with him, the way they are looking after him, the interest that they are putting on him. That's very, and yeah, I think we're not that far. We're far because he's still young and he's humble, and you know that he still have a lot of work to do. I know that he have a lot of work to do. But it's not that far. I mean, if anything happened, it could just be catapult in that situation and be there, and you have to be ready for that.
Very well said. Yeah, we're excited for this fight on the 27th. Just wanted to ask you a few more things here quickly. I saw your interview with The Bash, good friends of mine over there in Ireland, back in October, and you had mentioned that you and Francis N'Gannou do not speak anymore. Is that still the case, or have you guys mended fences?
No, I didn't say that we did not speak. I said that we are not friends anymore. We cannot be friends. I mean, but again, if I have to speak to him, if sometime I would receive a message and I have to forward him a message, because there's a lot of people who still thinking that I'm his manager or that I'm his coach. There's still a lot of journalists thinking that. So when they call me, I just forward the message. I don't want it. There's not any bad blood that I don't wish him something bad. I wish him to be successful. I think he deserves it. I think he's been KO'd a lot of people recently. I think he's a good, sportling speaking, he's a strong guy. He's a very good guy. What I'm saying is that maybe even human being speaking, he might be good with you. He might be very nice with you. Like I said again, Francis, with my daughter, is the nicest man I ever had. I mean, he's very nice with kids. As someone that he have very good side also. But what I'm saying is that I'm not speaking with him anymore because I feel like he have been bad with me, with myself, with the way he deal with he didn't respect the coach, he didn't respect the gym, he didn't respect people that show him the paths. I mean, so that's my point of view. But again, if someone said to me, "Hey, what are you saying? Francis, he's been so nice with me, he's a nice guy," I would say, "Yeah, I believe you. I 100% I believe you." I mean, there's people who can say I'm a bad person, and the other people say I'm nice. For my point of view, for my experience that I live with him, I did live with him. You cannot argue with me on that. I live with him. I did live with him 6 years, so I know what I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. He wasn't a guy, definitely. So that's it.
No, I understand. And that's why I wanted to get your perspective on this. That's why I was asking you about it, just to clear that up, just to make sure that people understand. I know exactly what you're saying. You're saying that you and him personally do not have a good relationship, but he, with other people, have been fine. So I totally get it. I'm sure you see it happening, but Ciryl Gane fighting Ngannou, does that, I mean, how do you look at that fight? Because they've trained together. Obviously, Cyryl's improved over the years. Is that a fight you see happening at some point?
There's no choice. They will have to make it.
Yeah.
I mean, how can you avoid it?
Yeah.
I mean, the pocket in the top 10, they are not that much, so they will beat each other. I mean, for sure they have to fight each other. Like someone like Francis fought already Curtis twice, fought already all the roster. So you know that there will be a turnover for sure. So at some point they're going to meet.
Yeah, it's gonna be exciting.
For me, that's not a. I don't see that just like I'm seeing now, Burns fighting Kamaru Usman. There's no beef on that. There's just a business. I don't think Ciryl should have a legacy of my problem with Francis.
For sure.
I think Ciryl is someone else that have nothing to do with me. You don't have to get involved in that. He's a sport man, very genuine man, very kind man. And he's fighting another fighter. That's it, period. And they have been at some point teammates. They are not anymore. But even they have Alain Bodo in the heavyweight. At some point, Alain Bodo can fight Ciryl Gane. But that's just a business. If they arrive at the point that they have to dispute a belt at some point, they will have to do it. It's not a problem. I mean, Ciryl is someone who can fight without being angry. You don't need to be angry to win a fight. He can be very violent, very aggressive, and smiling at the same time. He really split the two things. Fighting is not a problem for him. It's not a street fight. It's a business. So, yeah, I think that's going to be a good fight. And again, you have to see that with a perspective of big picture. Here is two guys coming from the same country. I mean, even Francis is from Cameroon. the first time that he heard about the MMA was in France, Paris, coming from the same gym. That's just make me be happy, because most of the time, Canadian people or French people or UK people, they don't get the credit that they deserve as a gym, as a coach, because most of things are made in US.
Right.
And so, don't get me wrong, there's gym that we were talking about, Jackson, ATT, AK, they are the best. Don't get me wrong on that. What I'm saying is that sometimes we tend to forget that there's a good job doing about pedagogy in France. There's a good job doing about in Canada about how to, I mean, one of the quotes is GSP is from Canada, man.
That's right.
So I'm looking to making a court here in France also at some point. And we are really working like mad to do something, and we deserve some credits because we're working so much. And people, because they don't travel, they just think that in France we're living in Stone Age. I don't know what they think. They're like, well, he should travel. He should come to France. He should come to US so he can improve. What are you talking about? The guy have 14 fights. 12 of the fight he did that in France. Only victories. So that's stats and facts. He was in France when he won all that fight. He didn't need you. He didn't need anything else. And then when he become champ and he's contender number one, then you pops out. You're like, yeah, we're doing the best in America. We have everything. Everything is best here. Everything. I don't believe. I don't buy that. I think there's very, very good gym, and the best gym are there in America. But I think people should look around and check what other guys are doing. Sometimes I will look in South Africa. Sometimes I will look in Thailand. I will look other gyms and say, maybe they have some way to do that can be the future, something new, to add in my tools. So I prefer to be open-minded. So I'm looking at this as a big picture. France will have two fighters who has been growing up in France. That's perfect. And as a coach, there's not that many coaches in the heavyweight who brought two heavyweights in the top 10.
That's a great point.
Be honest. So I'm not taking all the credit. I was lucky to have this guy in my gym. But again, if you take the first fight of Francis N'Gannou when he fought the first MMA fight, and you take the fight that I brought him to the title, and you can see the progression.
Absolutely.
The evolve. So we are doing a little bit. The fighter have the credit. I've been lucky to have them in my gym, but again, that small country of MMA, which is French, which is Canada, which is whatever you want to do, they are also counting. That's what I want to say.
No, I'm glad you got that out there. And it's so true. I think when you think, a lot of fans, they just think MMA's in the U.S., but it's everywhere. Like you said, France, Canada. There's a lot of great gyms out there, and I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah, man. Look in UK.
UK as well, yeah.
How many guys Cage Warrior is pushing now to the UFC?
Great
Look
point.
How many guys from Cage Warrior, man. People coming from Liverpool, people from London, all those talent. But we are still in the position that they're still saying the same thing. Like it's like before we were saying MMA is coming from Brazil. But that's very, very long time ago. And then now it's worldwide. And we need to know that there's some sport, like in America, where it's very strong because of institute performance, because of Vegas, because of UFC, because of, but again, let's just see the big picture and try to understand that they can be a good thing to pick in another country.
Very well said. Two quick questions before we get out of here. I know we've gone over time. You mentioned Christian Mpumbu, who I remember was the Bellator champion years ago. Is he just coaching now? What has he been up to?
Yeah, he's still one of my main assistant coach. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay, great to hear. Because I remember watching him in Bellator. He won the tournament. I think people forget about him when he was in Bellator.
Yeah, people tend to forget, how he is. The career is very, very short, very fast. But yeah, he's still there, very loyal, very friendly, since day one, he's still there.
Is he not competing anymore, or is he just coaching?
Yeah, he got retired. Now he's just coaching.
Good stuff. Just asked about that. And my last question, which kind of ties into what you were talking about there, what's been the response for MMA being legalized in France? You talked about, all the great gyms there. It must be such a burden, taken off, having MMA being legalized there. What's the response been like?
Well, everything went so fast. Legalization, and then the media was so pumped to talk about MMA. Everything was going so fast, and then the COVID just arrived and stopped the train. So I can't really have a very view on that. We need to have the MMA breathe with that COVID couple months and see how we can. We have 2 events MMA in France after the legalization, including the Bellator. But then we didn't have anything. I'm a promoter. I'm the
with Aries. I remember. Yeah.
The director sports. So I'm struggling right now to build how to call it, a bubble, so I can do like in Abu Dhabi. I'm struggling right now to have the closed door show where I can just make the content and then try to get them on air. But again, the COVID you cannot really measure the response after the legalization. I'm not sure to tell you.
No, I know what you mean. Like, it's hard to gauge because there hasn't been any shows, right? Because everything's been closed down. That's what you're saying.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Even in the communication, like, yeah, they will talk, but how many shows are open right now? UFC, Bellator, maybe the how to call this, the UAE Warrior, the Brave. That's it. So there's not that much opportunity for the media to keep going on that. That's why we need someone like Francis, for like Ciryl to succeed, Francis also, but we need them, the French people, to succeed. So I'm talking about Fares Ziam. He's not from my gym. He's another French guy. I'm talking about Manon, the girl who fought recently in Abu Dhabi.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, she got a big win.
Yeah. That's what we are looking for. We want that young people to bring the fire, in that system. We have this young girl, Zara Fen. She did fought 2 times, but she taught only killer woman. She fought the girl who's now the challenger for Amanda Nunes, and so yeah, we need to wait a little bit so the vaccination can work a little bit, so we can stop a little bit the virus, and then have the event going on and see how that works.
Fernand, thank you so much for the time. It was great talking to you. Really excited for this fight. It's coming up here February 27th. It is UFC Fight Night. Anyone you want to thank or anything you want to plug, I'll give you the last word here. Merci.
I need to thank you, James Lins. I need to say thank you to you because big people like you are making us going on. Keep going. The show must go on. We have that pandemic there, but with people like you keep doing your job, then I need to say thank you to you, and that's it.